Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Kat's Message of the Day. If this is your first time here, it's wonderful to have you. And if you're returning, it's great to see you again. In this video, what you'll receive is my channeled message, plus a page from the Angel Daily Guidance book, and also a card from the Healing Love deck. Before I get into the message, please know that this is a collective group message and it may not resonate with you today, and that's simply okay. Come back tomorrow where the message may be more aligned with what you need to know. Okay, let's get into the message. I wanted to fight today's message because it is my birthday, and today's message is celebrate you. And I thought, is that me channeling in this message? However, I had a little bit of a tug of war and it kept coming back to that. So I thought, okay, cool, let's go with it. So celebrate you. What does that actually mean? How often do you celebrate your personal growth, your achievements, and simply just you, the person that you are? Are you more likely to take note and be aware of all of your inadequacies? The things you've done wrong, the mistakes you've made, and any other self-loathing things your thoughts can come up with. And I really thought that word self-loathing was like, that's really harsh. And I kept coming back that, no, you've got to go with that, because in essence, that's what we do. We self-loathe. And I went, okay. I've not even used that word. When you focus on what you consider negative about self and think about all of your shortcomings, are they truth? Or is it your thoughts and what you think are telling you about you, but it's not truth? That's not in essence who you really are. How does that assist you to feel good about self? How does that increase your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, self-confidence, and all of the other things that we need to feel good about self? How can you possibly gain internal self-happiness and self-love when you're only seeing your negative self? You're only seeing all the shortcomings about you, all the things that you don't do, all the mistakes you've made. When was the last time you reflected and looked at all the goodness that you've done in life? All the little things you've achieved? They often go unnoticed. They really do. And that's why reflection and journal writing, or brain dumping, for those of you who doesn't doesn't align, writing down every day and making it part of a commitment to yourself that you're going to acknowledge 3 things that you did today. It could be that you reached out to someone. It could be that you smiled at a stranger. It could be that you went for a 5-minute walk. They don't have to be these big grandeur things. And this is where often we go wrong in believing that in order to consider something a success, it's got to be big. And how do I know this? Because I did that. Someone said, what are your successes? I was in a personal development course and the question was, what are your successes in life? I sat there and I had pen to paper, and I kid you not, this is going back a few years back now. And I sat there and I couldn't come up with anything. Could not come up with one thing. I said, I don't have any successes. My partner, who is now my husband, said, are you kidding me? And I said, I don't have any successes. And he went, you're a brilliant partner. You're a brilliant, stepmom. There are so many things that you do. They're all successes because they're all beautiful things about you. That's a success. And I'd never looked at it. I said, nah, that's just what I do. And so for some of you watching this, I feel that you may be in the boat that I was all those years back, really being hard on yourself and not acknowledging just who you are and the little things that you do as a success. Any little thing that makes you you, that whether it enables you to feel good about you or enables someone else to feel good, that's a success. They don't have to be these big grandeurs. I got a promotion, I've got this, I've got that, all external. We've got to have internal successes. And this is maybe the little tool that's going to assist you to feel better about you, because you're not acknowledging all the little things that you do. It could be you take your mum shopping. It could be that you assisted an elderly woman across the road. You assisted, or you gave $1 to someone to buy the rest of their groceries. They're successes. How many of those little moments are you missing? And this is where we go wrong. We don't take note of those. That's just us. It's just what we do. And you're looking for these big grandeur ones, but then this goes into overdrive and goes, oh, I don't have any successes. I've wasted my life. Blah, blah, blah. And we miss the boat. We don't jump in that boat of celebrating you for all the little things you do. If you're a parent, what are you doing for your children every day on a daily basis? Getting them up, getting their lunch ready, doing whatever it is, it's all success, because that's all you're doing. If you didn't do it, what would happen? That's something that you need to celebrate, you. Because you don't have to. We don't have to do anything. Society says we have to do this, this, and this, but in essence, we don't have to. You choose to. That's a success. Because you could choose to stay in bed. You could choose not to go to work. You could choose not to go and catch up with a friend to assist them because they're going through a hard time. So I hope that this offers different perspective of how to celebrate you. Some of the birthday messages I've got today have brought me to tears. And more than likely, the particular people that sent me those messages are not aware. But they've celebrated me. They've celebrated acknowledging the little things that I may have missed. And often we do things so naturally because of who we are, that we just did that, without awareness of how your action may have impacted somebody else. That's a massive celebration. And it's been a bit of an eye-opener for me. It's been a bit of an emotional morning. Good emotions. But I said goodbye to a journey that I've been on for 2 years. That I've been holding Zoom calls every week. And today was our last day. I didn't believe it was going to get emotional, and yeah, it did, because that's another chapter of my life I've closed, and I celebrate that. And there are a lot of people that celebrated me on that, and it was lovely. So grateful. And for some people, I never realized what impact I had on them. I was just being me. So these are the little things that we often don't take note of, but we will absolutely be aware of all the mistakes we've made. And I don't even choose to use that word. I look at them as lessons. What lesson can I take away from that? That didn't end up well. What lesson can I take away from that? So I would like for you to start today and write down. I'd prefer 3 things, but some of you may be a little overwhelmed. So you know what? Between 1 to 3 things, a little that you like about you. What are 1 to 3 things you like about you? And maybe then you can expand on that and go, well, those things I like, I know that they are my successes because I use them daily in my life. It could be that you're kind. That's one thing you like about you. Now, how does your kindness benefit not only you in life, but others? That's a success. See how we miss the simple little things? We're looking for these big grandeur. Don't miss them. And if you cannot find one thing that you like about you, I dare say that emotionally and mindset, you're not in a good space. I find that really hard for someone on a deep internal level. Yeah, the surface you may look good, you may feel great, but inside, not so good. Because how can one feel good internally if you cannot find one thing that you like about you? That's a question I'm going to ask you. That doesn't make logical sense to me. However, if you feel it does, I would love you to write in the comments and share with me. Celebrate you. So let's keep moving on. And what does the book have for us today? This has come up a couple of times. Listen to your body's wisdom. It's perfect because I just finished speaking about how you feel about self internally. And this is really when we get to slow down, to stop, to breathe, to look inward. We really do get to listen to the wisdom our body has to offer. The wisdom is all within us. We've just got to tap into it. Yeah? And often many of you that are watching this, your thing is you're always busy. You're busy, 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 busy. It's like your little busy bees. You don't ever allow yourself time to slow down or even stop. So those of you that the answers are within that are busy bees, you're missing your body's guidance, your wisdom that's within that's going to be able to guide you. So maybe make some time for you. Even if it's 5 minutes, we just got to start off baby steps and bite-sized chunks. Take some deep breathing so you allow time to listen to your body's wisdom. So before I share this message, please close your eyes with me. Let's take a deep breath. Just so you can recenter yourself and absorb all the goodness, what's in this message. Take a moment and notice the feelings in your body. Stay quiet and present as you tune into any areas that feel relaxed, as well as those that are tense. Then inhale deeply and imagine that your lungs are filled with healing light. As you exhale, direct your energy and breath toward any areas of tension in your body. Feel the muscles relax as you send love and attention their way and ask them to tell you why they were tense. Most likely their answer will reveal some hidden fears that need to be confronted. Be a strong confidant and listen to your body compassionately. Reassure your physical self that it is safe and protected. And then take a moment to consider any insights that you just received from its messages. In many ways, your body is very wise and honest. It will always tell you the truth. Based on your discoveries, do you feel like making any changes in your plans for the day? Do you want to ask for additional assistance from other people or us, your angels? Check in with yourself regularly today. Hold silent conversations with any area of your body that's asking for your attention. Listen to its messages and take steps according to its guidance. In this way, it won't need to signal you through tension or pain and will instead work hand in hand with you harmoniously. Thought for today. I listen to wisdom from my physical being. I quieten my mind, ask my body to speak to me, and hear its messages. I understand why my body acts the way it does. I have compassion for its feelings, and I take action to lovingly support and nurture myself. Absolutely. To listen to your body's wisdom is going to really assist you to gain that ability to celebrate you. You'll gain some insight about yourself, parts of you that you've not seen before, parts of you that you've not acknowledged. Because I have just offered you a different perspective. You've been looking too big, believing that in order to celebrate you, you had to find grandeur successes. You don't. It's all the little things that matter in life. It's so important that you really become focused and look at dissect all the big, busy, the heaviness, and look and really pull stuff apart. Your body has all the answers. It's all within you. If you cannot find one thing to celebrate you, then I want you to absolutely do some deep breathing and go inward and listen to what your body's wisdom has for you. When you ask the question, you may decide to ask it externally. And when you ask it, an answer will come into your thoughts. But you may not like that answer, so you're going to question it, which means then you're going to now think the answer. The first answer that popped into your thoughts is your truth. That come from here. You didn't have to think about it. But if those of you that ask the question and you hesitate, means you're trying to find the answer, meaning think the answer. When it comes from our body's wisdom, it's instantaneous. But what happens is this says, I don't like that answer, let's find another one. Does that make sense? I always say to people, when you come and see me, don't plan what you're going to say, because it's never what really needs to be said. It's always they're going, I can't believe I just shared that with you. And I go, yeah, because that is what you're meant to share. Because the body's wisdom knows what needs to come to the surface. And that's where I want you to get damn good at. As soon as you hesitate for an answer, it automatically means you're trying to find it, you're trying to think it. When the answer comes instantaneous, say, thank you. I know where that's come from, my body's wisdom. Because many of you are analytical beings and you are self-doubting. The answers are showing and presenting themselves. Your body is giving you the wisdom, but you're rejecting it. You're going, I don't like that one, let's find another one. Let's think up another one. So take some deep breaths and stop analysing your question from here and then creating another answer. So let's go to here. Today we have 2 cards, one jumped out. What have we got? Physical body. What did we just say? Body's wisdom. Absolutely. It is, she's nurturing, she's hugging herself, she's celebrating her. And let's say it's time for you to celebrate you. Male, female, doesn't matter. Non-binary, doesn't matter. It is whoever you are, celebrate you. This is saying, nurture yourself. Some of you getting this, I can really sense there's been some really unkindness towards self. You've been very mean to you. In actual fact, what I'm getting is they're saying you've been a bully to yourself. Wow. I've never thought about it that way before. And clearly I didn't think about it. It's come from the channeling. Are you a bully to yourself and you've not ever acknowledged that? That's why you're struggling to celebrate you. Because you're too busy bashing yourself up. Yet if someone else was to speak to you the way you speak to self, mate, you would not be so self-accepting of that. You would have something to say. Yeah. Yet those of you, I can hear it's like they haven't acknowledged it, Kat. They're not even aware that they are their own bully. And you are keeping you where you are. Until you become accountable and you own that, you're going to struggle to move forward. That's truth. Celebrate you. Look at this picture. She hugs herself. And notice, naked. Because, okay, some of you are extremely, I'm getting this big, like this, massively self-loathing about your body. And it's self-loathing, yeah, that's where that's applicable to. You are such a bully towards yourself about the way you look. Really hard. Very heavy energy. So I'm going to give you a home truth. If you are one of the people, the energy that I'm feeling that is so self-loathing against the way that you look, I want to pose a question. What are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? And I can hear right now some of you coming up with, I've tried this, I've tried that, all the excuses, all the justifications. Are you being truly accountable and owning your shit? These are just questions. I am not doubting, but I am just giving you a perspective. I know for one, I was very good at coming up with excuses. Just, I tried that diet. Yeah, I do exercise. Yeah, I do this. Not really. Not 100%. That's bullshit. I mean, Kat, you're full of shit. You look the way you look because you don't commit and do the work. Not 100%. I fluffy around it. I don't like exercise. I keep telling myself that, and I'm sharing that with you. And I have been really working of late to stop saying that. I just don't think about it. I don't even allow that I don't like exercise or exercise to even come in my thoughts. I just do. Going for a walk, I go, I'm looking forward to looking at the birds and the nature and taking note of the trees. I'll walk at the pace I'm comfortable with. And I know over time, it will keep moving. So, I don't know, it just said about externally, you're focusing on you externally. That's a real big concern to you, and hence the naked woman. And for some of you, it can be perceived as self-love, but for others, it's self-shame. Shame. That word, shame. Yeah, self-shame. Wow, so self-bullying, self-shame. So you definitely won't be celebrating you. Because any goodness that you give to others or any of your celebrations, it is covered by your shame. It is blanketed by the shame that you have for self. Wow. Okay. And that saddens me. Because for those of you that are shameful, you have beautiful, massive, big hearts. The world's waiting for you to share your story. And while you feel shame and you self-shame, you hide from the world. And the world's waiting for you. So stop. But it doesn't, I'm fully aware and respect. It doesn't matter what I say. You need to gain that for self. And so celebrate you. Find one thing. Just one thing. And build on it. If you can find 2, do 2. If you can find 3, do 3. If you can find 10, do 10. But it has to be every day. Every day. This is part of the plan. Don't say it didn't work if you haven't done it every day. Physical body. So before I read this card, if you'd like to close your eyes with me, take a deep breath. Just so you can absorb the words from this message. Physical body. Your body, which is your vehicle on the earth plane, has a voice. It tells you what it needs. So pay attention to your body and what it is trying to tell you. If some part of it is out of balance or blocked, it will let you know. Be loving and gentle with your body, nurture and respect it, and above all, watch your thoughts. Be aware of what you're thinking. The next time you have a negative or critical thought about any part of you, stop and change your thought to a loving and accepting one. Be grateful and thank your body for all it does. Wow. Close your eyes, take a deep breath and let it flow into every part of you. Relax your body, relax your thoughts, and imagine each breath as a soothing, glowing light that is healing every part of you. Negative thoughts, emotions, and attitudes can often be the root cause of many diseases. So allow only positive thoughts to flourish. As your belief and attitudes change, so too will your body. Okay, so what's that now wanting me to share for those of you that are really struggling with your body image? You may be simply holding that weight due to your self-loathing, your self-shame, your self-bullying. Your body holds dis-ease in different ways. Sometimes it can cause illness, sometimes it can cause stress, it can cause overwhelm, anxiousness, and even for you to hold on to weight. And even to assist you to gain more weight. Notice I said the word assist. Everybody's different. Every person's body reacts differently to different diseases within the body. And so maybe that's something that you may be missing, is you may have tried the exercise and feel you've committed, and the food that you're nurturing your body with and the hydration, but you're missing the stress levels, the anxious levels, the hard, the self-shame and self-loathing that you're putting on self. Maybe you're not taking that into consideration. And so maybe if you work on that, you lighten yourself, which causes less dis-ease in your body, which therefore weight you might just find disappears. This is not medical advice. This is just offering a perspective that you may not have taken into consideration. That's all. Whew. Forgiveness. Yep. But when are you going to forgive yourself? It's not about forgiveness of others. I'm not really getting that strongly. It's more about forgiveness of self. The self-loathing. You haven't forgiven yourself. You really are a bully to yourself. It's my fault I'm overweight. It's my fault I'm not where I'm meant to be. It's my fault I'm dumb. It's my fault. It's my fault. So much blame. And with that blame, of course, it attaches to, that big ball. It's called guilt. I was very familiar with it a few years back. My ball is reducing. Let's keep offloading guilt for that, guilt for that, guilt for that. Oh yeah, I'm not carrying that anymore, because that's weight, right? The ball of guilt gets bigger and bigger the more guilt you have. Of course it's going to cause weight. Because where does guilt sit? It doesn't sit here. It sits in your gut. So for those of you who may be carrying weight around your gut, and it's predominantly in men, by the way, and if you've got gut concerns, maybe visit your guilt ball. Go and check that out. Go inward and see how big your ball of guilt is. Or how big your ball of I feel bad is. And whatever other term that you can resonates with you. I'm just going to call it, it ends up really at the end of the day making us feel guilty. Guilty about self, guilty for us not looking better, guilty for not us looking after ourselves better. Guilty. How big's that ball? And of course, if it's this big and there's so much guilt and you've not worked through it, guess what it's going to do? That causes massive disease in your body, in your whole body. If you're too busy self-loathing, you just keep adding that guilt to that ball. It's big. It is time. Start forgiving yourself, one forgiveness at a time. And watch how you start to begin to feel different about yourself. Okay. And there are some of you out there that there is a person in your life that it's time to forgive. Because that resentment, it's flashing. Resentment. The resentment you hold towards someone is absolutely causing you so much dis-ease in your body, and you're focusing, and it's consuming you that you don't have room to celebrate you. It's consuming you. Forgive. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to be best friends with them. It's about forgive that resentment and let it go. Because a lot of people act a certain way without intent, without awareness. And we've never gained the clarity around something to see what exactly they meant by that. And what I'm getting is whoever this person is that the resentment is towards is a great misunderstanding. their intention was perceived by you something totally different, and they didn't get clarity about it. They haven't had the opportunity to clarify. You've just walked away and held that resentment. So if there's someone in your life that was quite close and dear to you that you're no longer connected to and you're holding resentment, it's time to forgive, because it's really impacting you, celebrating you and your self-worth and your self-love, self-confidence. It's time. Forgiveness. Okay, let's go to the book and see what the book has for us. Before I read this page, if you once again want to close your eyes, take a deep breath. Really needed to. Every time I do, I yawn. Don't know why. Not enough. I'm not breathing enough. Not enough breath coming into my brain. Forgiveness. Okay, here it is. Let's go. All right, let's center yourself and absorb the words from this message. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion and mercy, walks with a fiery dragon at her feet. Yes, she constantly radiates love, compassion, and mercy towards all living things. Love has tamed the dragon, which now follows her with devotion. Kuan Yin has shown up in your reading today to offer you her assistance. A situation in your life is in need of healing. Forgiveness is essential if healing is to take place. Yet remember that in forgiving, you are not condoning another's actions. That's really important. Just because you forgive does not mean you're excusing someone's actions, okay? Rather, you are freeing yourself from ongoing negative attachment. Hear that. I'm going to read it again. Forgiveness is essential if healing is to take place. Yet remember that in forgiving, you are not condoning another's actions or behaviors. Rather, you are freeing yourself from ongoing negative attachment. I want you to write that down and always remember that. Meaning you're not excusing one's behaviors, but you're really releasing the attachment you have to it, the emotional attachment you have to it, because it's impacting you. To forgive is to set a prisoner free, and in turn you realize that the real prisoner is you. Absolutely. How many times that person has no idea how they're impacting you? They're not aware, they've gone about their day and you're still holding on to that. And they have no clue. So you're the prisoner in all of that. They're not. You're holding that guilt, that anger, that hate, whatever, resentment. They're really toxic. Whether you call them emotions, yeah, I'm getting emotions. Emotions to hold in your gut to fester. Of course, any toxicity in your body is going to cause dis-ease. It's going to present itself in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be in an illness, it's going, gut concerns, stress levels, feeling anxious. It is going to morph into something if you have toxicity in your body. And guilt is something that is so toxic. Resentment, hatred, they're toxic. And I keep getting the toxic energy in your body, which causes dis-ease. Why would you want to hold on to that? Why would you consciously be willing to hold on to those emotions? Jeepers, let them go. You don't have to forgive the behavior. You don't have to excuse the behavior or the actions. You just have to let it go, your reaction to them. That's what this is asking. This is how I get people to heal. Don't excuse anyone's behaviors of what has transpired and their behavior towards you or their actions towards you. But let go of your reaction to them. And that's all I did with my past relationship. And boy, it was easy. It was so freeing to let go of that anger. So I really do hope that you gain something little from today's message. And even if it's just a smidge, remember to do the work. Remember that you matter. You are your most valuable asset. So invest in you. Do the exercises that I suggest. Take the time, re-watch this, write, take notes. I want to thank you for your time. I absolutely respect your time is so valuable. And if you enjoyed today's video, this special version of Celebrate You on my birthday, I would be so grateful if you would subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also click on the notifications bell so you'll be notified when I upload tomorrow's cat's message of the day. So for today, take care.